Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. fluxjelly here, bringing you guys another Starcraft 2 commentary. This is going to be a ZVZ played on Metalopolis between Straddle, the pink Zerg spawning at the top position, and TSLKiller, the blue Zerg spawning at the right position. So this is going to be a ZVZ here, fairly high level. It's going to be master level ZVZ on North America. This is actually the real TSLKiller, which is pretty cool. I didn't actually know he played on NA. I just figured he played on Korea, but nonetheless, we do have a ZVZ here. It's going to be close air positions, so the two overlords are going to do the high five, and they're going to see each other. And before we get into the game, I do have to let you guys know that I'm actually back now. I was gone for a little while. This took a pretty long hiatus. Christmas came around. I was shopping and going to see people and drinking a lot, so I didn't really have time to cast any replays. But with all that out of the way now, I should be, every 1 or 2 days I should have a new replay coming out now, so yeah, sorry for the little hiatus there. So yeah, we are going to have Straddle come in here and see TSLKiller's base, and same with Killer getting an Overlord in there, so I do expect a couple of 15 hatches, just because, I mean, if you're going to see your opponent's base and exactly what they're doing and stuff, there's no reason not to throw down a 15 hatch, unless they already have their cooldown when you get there. So wouldn't surprise me to see both of them go 15 hatch. Probably going to be a fairly economic game. ZVZ and Metalopolis is pretty, it's a pretty volatile matchup anyway, because, it's ZVZ, but on Metalopolis, you can take 2 attack paths. You can attack this way. You have to expand, especially in these positions, you have to expand kind of away from your opponent, which is good for a Zerg, but if you're really aggressive, you can just bring your lings around this way and come up here and then attack the third through here with your lings while you're attacking up here with your main army. So there's a lot of attack paths and counter attack routes you could take, a lot of nasty things you could do. So we are going to see the 15 hatch coming out of Straddle as well as TSLKiller. So we're going to have it looks like we're going to have a fairly economic game. Straddle actually taking his gas now, so looks like he's going to be a little bit behind TSLKiller in that respect. The pool goes down first for TSLKiller, so not much of a deviance. I think Straddle snuck in an extra drone, it looks like, before he threw his pool down, which is fine. At this point, you know exactly what the timing is. The only thing you have to watch out for now is you have to keep your Overlord or something around to check that when they pull off gas, because if they don't pull off gas, chances are they're going to be going some kind of Baneling build or some kind of Roach build. So you do want to keep an eye out for that. So far, pretty standard game. Don't let your Overlord die to the Queen, TSL. You better get that out of there. The pool's gonna be done soon. Both players are droning up right now. I'm not gonna do anything over hyperly aggressive. I'm gonna curious to see when they're each gonna pull off a gas though. TSLKiller almost getting to that 100 for speed, so if he keeps on there, he might see some Banelings. So yeah, it looks like he's actually gonna be leaving his drones on gas, so we are going to have some kind of Baneling opening or some kind of Roach opening. I know he's actually pulling it off now. I guess he was just late pulling him off gas. It's fine. He's leaving actually one in there. Pretty interesting. I usually do this myself as well, just because, it's not going to be that much of a difference to your mineral income, and you'll have the gas and you need it if you have to throw it on an emergency Baneling nest or something like that. But it looks like he's just going to be doing some pretty standard Zergling aggression here. Same thing with Straddle, left his one gas as well. Speed on the way for both players. TSLKiller's is a little bit ahead, so he'll have a little bit of an advantage, for about, I don't know, not even, 10 seconds? Yeah, about that. Spine actually going down for both players as well, so it looks like they're going to try to play a little bit defensive, which is fine. If you're going 15 hatch, you want to play a little bit defensive because you're gonna have a great economy. So if you can keep that alive long enough, you should be fine. We have the Baneling nest going down now for TSLKiller, so he is gonna go into Banelings. He put 3 back in gas. I'm not sure if Straddle did. No, Straddle actually took both of his drones out of gas and left them there. And this Ling actually not gonna get any scouting information at all. Gets picked off by that Spine Crawler. So a little bit of a loss there for TSLKiller. Didn't get to see what Straddle is doing, but he's going to actually push the envelope here and push out some Banelings soon. Straddle does have a Baneling nest on the way as well, but it's really far behind. So if TSLKiller moves out right away, which it looks like he is doing as soon as speed kicks in, he is going to be putting on some pressure now before Straddle's Baneling nest finishes. There is this Spine Crawler right here, and also he's throwing down another Spine right now, and a little bit of a wall with the Evo, so really good play there. Does let a couple Lings sneak in though. He is going to see that Baneling nest, so not too much of a big deal, but I was saying you do want to keep your opponent in the dark just to keep him guessing. He's going to pick off those 2 Lings though. The Baneling nest is going to be finishing up here momentarily. A little bit of a wall made here from Straddle with the Evo and a Spine, which is really good. It's going to stop those Banelings from running by and just running in there and killing a lot of drones, so that is good. We do have TSL going back to his own base. You know, he's not going to be too aggressive. He sees Straddle being really defensive, so he's probably going to do the same, even though he is morphing a lot of Banelings right now. That's 6 Banelings. I don't know what he's going to plan on doing with these. That's a little bit too many for defense. I don't really know if that was just him trying to be really defensive or what. But Straddle is going to run a Ling in here now. He's going to see that there is no third, which is important, which means that we actually have some Banelings into the drone line here. They're not going to do any damage, though. The drones do get away, and they actually kill one drone. Not the best trade there. A couple Banelings for a drone, but nonetheless, we do have another engagement over here with some Zerglings. Oh, a big Baneling hit there on those Lings, taking them out pretty quick. So both players just kind of poking in to see if they can find anything out about the opponent. If we look at the income tab right now, we have 45 over 33 for TSLKiller, so he's a little better in that regard. And I mean, just the one worker killed, so not too much of a big deal. Now this is really important. You do wanna catch your opponent's third timing, because as you can see, Killer has his down already, and Straddle can't expand yet. So this is gonna be really dangerous if he can't if he can't expand fast enough and keep up with his opponent. He's gonna just get ran over by the economy. We have the Spire going down now from Straddle, so he is gonna be moving into Spire tech, and we have an Evo down from TSL, so he might be actually preemptively getting some spores. I don't know. ZVZ kind of turns into a Muta game recently. I mean, the current metagame is a lot of Zergs go Mutas, which is actually really annoying. I hate dealing with Mutas. But so we will see what happens there. TSLKiller now running some Banelings around. I don't think he's going to get any shots off. No, it looks like he's going to get picked by that Spine Crawler. So those Banelings aren't going to do anything. These two Banelings should actually be hiding somewhere else. I don't like the fact that he's bringing them out and showing them to Straddle now. He knows exactly where they are. They are going to try to run in and do some damage to the drones, but these drones have forever to run away. They don't even have to. The Banelings are going to get picked off before they get there. 2 drones actually going down, so more damage than I thought he was going to do, but still not that much. And he has switched in Roaches right now, so no more Banelings are going to come out of TSLKiller at this point. The Hydralisk Den is on the way, so I do think... Did he get a scout on that Spire? I didn't think he did. No, he didn't actually see the Spire. He's just preemptively going... he's going Hydras. I guess he saw these spines here and just figured that's a lot of spines for someone who's... going to be getting Roaches, so he must be going Muta, which is actually a big indicator. If you see more than 2, if you see like 2 or more spines, usually that means they're going to be going into Muta, because I mean, you just need the spines to stay alive, because you'll just get killed by Roaches otherwise. And the first Mutas are now popping out, and TSLKiller is droning up really hard. 15 drones popping out right now, so he does have to be really careful here. He's going to spread himself pretty thin with this. I mean, he's only got... Actually, he doesn't have any Hydras yet, and he's throwing down a lot of Spore Crawlers. I mean, 4 Spores at that base. None at the natural yet, and none at the third yet. And the Mutas are coming in right now to try to do some damage. The Spores do look like they are going to be up in time, though. These 3 are going to be done. He's going to get a Queen, maybe. If he picks off that Queen, that'll be a pretty good victory there. He's going to stop some injects and stuff like that. But if he actually ran down here, look at all these drones are wide open for attack. So if he just runs down to the natural with these Mutas, he's going to do a ton of damage to these drone lines. But it doesn't look like he's going to do that. He's going to try and pick off some Overlords. He's going to check for a third. Really good. His third is actually down as well, but there are Roaches moving in right now, and he doesn't have much to deal with this. These Roaches are going to be able to deny this third if they actually go up there. And these Mutas so far are denying the TSLKiller's third as well. I'm surprised he's not throwing down any Spore Crawlers there. There are a couple Spores going down right now, and the Roaches are running into the third here for Straddle. It does look like they're going to get picked off. There is one Mutalisk here. He just has to make it attack the Roaches. Actually, no, I don't know. I think this hatchery might go down, because these Roaches are going to do a ton of damage to it. But in the same time, a lot of drones are gone down here at the third. These Mutas are going to be picking off some Hydralisks. When you can engage this, when you only have this many Hydras, I mean, you can engage that easily with Mutas. It's not a big deal. This Spore is actually also going to go down as well. So this third is being completely locked down by Straddle. The third up here got knocked out by TSLKiller, so he did do a good job there keeping the same bases. This one Mutalisk is going to force these Roaches away, though, so it looks like both players has traded fairly evenly. They both lost their third. Look at the income tab right now. Straddle's actually ahead by 1 drone, so... yeah, this is looking fairly even. If he can actually pick off this hatchery, which I don't know if he will, there is 2 queens on the way right now, so it looks like he will be able to save this hatch. So this is going to be really good for TSLKiller if he keeps this alive, which he actually does, so pretty big there. These 2 of these queens each have enough energy for an... Oh, okay, well he's got 3 queens here now, but each of these had enough for a transfuse, so this hatchery will be saved fairly easily. And it looks like TSLKiller is going to have a little bit of an advantage right now, because Mutalisks aren't going to be that good in a straight up engagement, so... I don't know if I like the Mutalisks at this point. I mean, the Hydra Roach combination is going to be really potent, especially when he gets out enough Hydras to deal with the Mutas, and it's going to be really hard to deal with for Straddle. He is throwing his third back down, so that is good for him. There he's gone Infestors right now, so it looks like he's going to switch out of Mutalisk, which is good. He's going to be going Infestor Roach. He's got his +1 attack on the way for missiles, so these roaches are going to be a little bit stronger. But 1-1's actually already done for TSLKiller, and +2 is actually on the way, +2 attack. So it looks like TSLKiller's in a fairly good position here. He's fairly far ahead. His second level carapace is also on the way, so he's going to have 2-2 upgrades here, and Straddle's only going to be at 1-1, which is going to be detrimental. He will have infestors, but I think at this point the upgrade advantage is just going to be too much for him to deal with. If you look at the armies, I mean, look, this is all Straddle has right here. I don't know where his Mutalisks are right now. They should be picking at something, but they aren't actually. And I mean, look at this army right here. This is humongous. Look at all the queens. There's so many queens. He's got like 10 queens right now, and all these Hydralisks. So this is going to be a really potent attack. I wonder if he's going to attack with the queens as well. That'd be kind of cool. I'd like to see the queens go up and attack. I mean, look at all these transfuses. Each of these queens has a transfuse, so that's going to be a really, really strong attack. I want to see this if it hits pretty soon. Anyway, if he lets 20 infestors get up, it's just going to be too much AoE damage. But if he's probably going to move out when his +2 hits. That wouldn't be a surprise to me at all. It'd be really smart by him to move out then, because he will have a distinct upgrade advantage. He'll be 2-2 over 1-1. So I don't think Straddle will be able to hold that off if he does actually move out. He's pumping a lot of roaches right now, though, and a couple of infestors, and he's throwing down a lot of spine crawlers, so he must sense that there is going to be some kind of attack coming fairly soon. And he's being smart. He's poking around with his mutas to see if he can get any scouting info. And a couple of infestors are actually burrowed and moving out. So it looks like he's going to try to assault the third with his infestor as well. The attack is going on in the front, which is good. That's a good way to keep your opponent pinned back, is to just attack them when they move out, like with a couple of infestors. You can actually you'd be surprised how much damage you can do. You can pick off bases fairly easily. And look at this ball starting to grow here from TSLKiller. Look at all these queens. He's got like 11 queens. That's going to be really, really potent to deal with. I mean, and they're going to have a +2 attack as well, so it's going to be really, really good. And you can see the army has to stay back now. He can't move out. I don't know if he's actually going to get this third or not. It doesn't look like he will. There is a lot of queens here to transfuse it all day. Yeah, so the third isn't actually killed, but look at the army here from TSLKiller. And Straddle sees this whole thing. He knows exactly what TSLKiller is doing at this point. And honestly, I don't know if there's anything he can do about it. His +2 attack is starting right now for his roaches. A couple of infestors are out. He's got 4 infestors. 2 more down here, but their energy's gone, and they're going to be out of this fight. And the push-out is actually happening right now. The creep highway is being started by TSLKiller, and there's going to be a huge engagement here in the middle. It doesn't look like there's going to be enough roaches there from Straddle. He's got to get out of there really, really quick, or he's just going to be pummeled. And a couple of fungals going down, big fungals there. He could be catching those. Oh, he should have probably put another one down there. It would have been really good. And there's just too much here from TSLKiller. This attack is just going to decimate Straddle. The Hydras are in the back doing a ton of damage. A couple of fungals going down here from Straddle, but it's just not going to be enough at this point. And the roaches are just moving in for the kill now. Straddle's trying to retreat to his spine crawlers, but I don't even think this is going to be enough. These spine crawlers are going to go down so fast. These Hydras and roaches. Yeah, look at this. The spine crawlers are getting picked off really quick. These infestors have no energy left to help Straddle at this point, so yeah, he's just getting overrun right now. There's too many Hydras and roaches here. The spine crawlers are all going down. A couple of roaches coming out from Straddle, but it's not going to be enough. He's got about 20 roaches right now, but look at all these queens and Hydras coming from TSLKiller. This is actually a really interesting timing push, and this is doing a ton of damage. There is nothing Straddle can do. The transfuses are going down on the roaches, keeping them alive. The queens are doing damage from the back. The Hydras are doing damage from the back. Upgrades are kicking right now, so I mean, there's just nothing Straddle can do right now. I expect a GG fairly soon. It's 183 over 100, so the army supply is just too lopsided right now. All the overloads are going down as well. It looks like this hatchery is going to get taken out. All the drones went down at the natural, and there is nothing Straddle can do. And there's the GG. So definitely a really interesting timing push coming out of TSLKiller. All these queens, I mean, that was really, really unorthodox to say the least. I mean, I've never seen someone push out with queens like that before. So hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for more.